Hello, my friend. Okay, I'm so proud of the way you have learned to crochet. Remember, I've been telling you for a while I was going to show you something new. So, this is the something new, your next session in learning. It's going to be, we call this Tunisian. And this is the book I'm going to be using. Okay, so we're going to teach you another stitch. It's called Tunisian crochet. It's another type of stitch. It's used with a hook like this, okay? But I'm also going to be, along with teaching a new stitch, I also want to teach how to read a pattern. So the whole goal for this next learning session is going to be to do Tunisian and also to learn how to read a pattern as you're doing it. So we're going to take it slow. And when I'm learning something, I always just like to just kind of make something basic with it just to learn the stitch. So there's only a couple of stitches in Tunisian, not too many. And because I want to make this tea towel, and when I'm learning a new stitch, what I usually do is just practice the stitch first, okay? And then to make the stitch even better, I just practice for a while until I'm ready to make what I want to make. So this is the goal, is to make this, which is towels. And I like making those towels, as a beginning practice. And you can do a lot with them. See, I practice a stitch. This is Tunisian. And I just practice this. And so it doesn't go to waste. I actually take them and put them on my soap dish. And it makes a real good hold of soap so when it doesn't get all grindy here. And when it gets grindy here, you just wash it off. Okay, so that's what we're going to learn. It's the Tunisian stitch. Okay, so the stitch that we're going to practice, now they call the Tunisian full stitch. You got Tunisian knit stitch. That's all fine. You can do any stitch, but because I'm actually going to do a certain stitch, it's called the latte stitch. I'm going to practice that stitch because I really, like I say, this is SR learning. We're going to learn this together. Okay, and it's live, meaning I'm going to make mistakes. We're going to learn this together. Well, I know how to do Tunisian, but we're going to learn this particular new stitch together. Okay, so that's, and it's kind of fun because you can make a lot of stuff out of it. Here's something I made with Tunisian. I made a nice little scarf. I like to see. Tunisian almost look like knit, like if you're knitting. So that's what I like about the stitch. It has a different look to it. Okay, if you can see that. And I actually did this, you know, yeah. So it was changing colors. And this is my first time doing it too. This is my first time doing Tunisian and changing the colors with it. So basically, what I want to encourage you to do is when you see a pattern, no matter how difficult you may think the pattern is, go for it and just learn the stitch. And if it's a stitch you haven't done, practice the stitch by just making something simple as, like I did. I practiced the stitch, and you can always practice a stitch and just make something as simple as a scarf because that never goes wrong. But you're just doing a scarf or like a little dish rack when you're making a stitch. Okay, so here we go. It's just like the thing with crocheting. You're gonna now remember the only different in that it's still the same hook like you do a crochet hook. Still look the same. Only different it has this long little tail to it. And that's only this really is probably only needed depending on how long I've of a how long the actual piece is going to be. So because I'm just doing a little piece, I'm just going to do 20 crochet single stitch. So that's going to start off with 20 crochet. Then I'm going to show you how to actually do Tunisian. So I'm going to do 20 and you just do 20 single stitches. Okay, so that's going to be the foundation. So I did my 20. Now with Tunisian, what you're going to actually do is you're going to actually go into these just like if you were doing a single or double crochet, how you go into your stitches. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing. You're going to go into your stitches just like you're pulling up a yarn. Let's say you're doing a single stitch. You go into that stitch and you put, but the difference is you're going to keep it on your hook. You're going to go into your next stitch, into it, pull up a yarn, and you're going to have 3. See, you're not going to take the stitches off like you were doing if you were crocheting. Okay, so you're going to go into your stitches, this is your foundation row, and you're just going to go in and you're going to pull up a stitch and you're going to keep them all on your hook. Okay, so you go in and you're going to go all the way to the end, and you're going to keep them on your hook. And this is what you call Tunisian, okay? So that's the difference in Tunisian and crochet is when you go into your hook, you're going to keep you're keeping your yarn on your hook. So that's how it's worked with Tunisian. You're keeping a yarn on your hook. You don't take it off. Not yet. I mean, you do take it off, but for the foundation, for the first row. And it just goes back and forth, really. So just keep it on the hook. Okay. Just keep it right there on the hook. And the hook size, this is a K hook. I probably should have a smaller hook for this because it's a little tight. I crocheted this a little tight. I could have used a smaller hook, but that's okay. I can work with this because I'm just learning a stitch. I'm doing that. It's a certain stitch I'm learning. So I'm just going to use this hook, and I'll use the hook that they say in the pattern once I learn the stitch that I'm trying to learn. Okay, so this is Tunisian. So this is something, your next level of crocheting, and I think you're going to like this, your next level of crocheting. Now, once you get to the last stitch, you should have, this is what it looks like on your hook. And that's why you have this here, because sometimes depending if it's longer, it will come all the way down here. Like when I made that scarf, the stitches already, they came all the way this way. I crochet, my foundation was 20, so I have 19 on my hook here. Unless I skipped something. I think I must have skipped a stitch because I should have 20 if I did 20. See, that's why I told you this is live in mistakes. So actually, I am going to actually do this again and count my stitches. So you always want to count your stitches, even with crocheting, because once you get if you start with 20 and you end up with 19, you're going to find your piece is going to be off. So always count as you go with your crochet or any, mostly crocheting, you do a lot of counting. Okay, so now there's 20. I actually redid it. Make sure it was 20. On there, I'll count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20. So it's 20. So now, here's where the Tunisian part come in at. You have this on your, and this is called the, let me just make sure I'm saying it correctly. We're going to use the right term. Our goal this time is actually read a pattern, okay? Because I like reading pattern. So we're going to put the chain, and then it's going to repeat. So you're doing a repeat of it. You're going to take them off. That's what you're doing now. So now you're going to take the stitches off of the working them. That was forward pass. Now you're working a reverse pass. That's what it's called. When you go that way, it's forward pass, and this way it's backward pass. So now I'm going to take it off. Now what you're going to do when you're taking them off, the very first one, you take the hook, the yarn, and you just go over and you crochet one off. And after you do the first one, then after all of them, you do 2 off the hook at a time. So you're going to go take a yarn over, and you're going to go through 2, 2 stitches. Okay, and you're going to do it again. You're going to yarn over and go through 2 stitches. And you're going to do that all the way until you get all of these off. You're going to go through 2 stitches each until you get them all off. Okay, and there you go. Now, when you're going to do it again, now this is, I said I was going to teach you this, but I'm going to do the Tunisian knit stitch because I think that's easier. You have your hook in. You're going to go through. Now you're going to take your hook. You see, you're going to have like little, let me see if you can see this real good, little V's, and you're going to actually put your hook in between each one of these V's, and you're going to put the stitch back on your hook. It's always going to be yarn on your hook, and you're going to take them off, and that's what, and you'll get this type of pattern when you finish. I'll show you. We'll go in, like I said, you're going to have your, I like to call them legs, like here. And you're going to go in between your legs, okay? You're going to take the stitch in between your legs, okay? So you go in between the legs, grab a yarn, and pull it up. You go to the next one, in between these stitches here. If you can see it, in between the stitches. Let me see if you can see it real good. You're going in between these stitches here. In between them. And you just really just going in between. And you're actually pulling up a yarn. Oops, it's kind of tight here. Pull up the yarn and go in between and pull it up. And you're going to have this. The goal is to have it on your yarn. On your hook, I'm sorry. The goal is to get these stitches on your hook. So this is called a forward pass. And if you, I mean, there's a lot of videos out there on Tunisian, but that, and you can always look at that. The goal here is really not to necessarily teach you Tunisian, but to encourage you to use it and to read the pattern. Really what I'm going to show you is how to read a pattern. That's really what it is. I want to teach you how to read a Tunisian pattern and a crochet pattern. So my goal here with you this time, bring it up a notch, friend. We're going to bring it up a notch because you're doing so well. I'm so proud of you, friend, because you have really accomplished a real good job with those crochet. So I'm like, okay, it's time for my friend so, you know, you see the internet's down. You got to know how to take a book and read those patterns. Now, I will say this for Tunisian. At the end, you're going to actually go through 2 of the hooks of the of your stitch here. You go through 2, pull it up, and there. So now you have all this on your hook. Count again, I did, and it's 20, and then you take them off. Again, the first time you're taking off the yarn on your hook, you only go through 1. Take it off of 1. Okay, and after that, then you go 2. Take them off of 2. Okay, and from there you go off of 2. So that's it. So what I want you to do, friend, because this is Bear Nation. When I say Bear Nation, we're getting ready to hibernate like bears for the winter, and this is a good, you know, break, something different to work your brain cell during the winter break or during the winter time when it gets really, really cold outside. So this is a good time to learn something new. I know you already know the other, but it's always good to learn something new because the more new stuff you learn, it just makes, you know, just keeps you going and keep you active. And I'm going to tell you the truth about it. The more stuff you learn new, it's going to keep down all type of stress level because you ain't got time to think about other stuff because you're too busy learning something new. That's fun. And also, Ecclesiastes 3:12-13 say, nothing is better for them than to rejoice and do good in their lives. Do good. Have fun. Every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of his labor. It is the gift of God. So enjoying this is all a gift of God. This is a gift of God to enjoy crocheting and Tunisian as we're doing now. So it's a gift of God. So enjoy it. So enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Learn something new and enjoy yourself. Okay. So friend, this is it. We're not doing granny squares. I don't care how many patterns you see out there. We're not doing granny squares. No granny. We're doing Tunisian. No granny squares. Okay. So Tunisian is what we're going to be doing for our winter hibernation. I want to call this Bear Nation. I like to call it Bear Nation because I'm going to hibernate like a bear and do Tunisian. So here's the first of many videos because we're going to do those. The goal is we're going to learn to read the pattern and we're going to get that tea towel. And here's the book. Again, this is a good person to use. Her name is Toni, and I'll put it down as they say. This person is excellent. Her book is good, and her videos are good too for Tunisia. So, friend, that's it, friend. I hope you like it, and I hope to see you with some Tunisian stitches and some Tunisian things. Okay. Bye bye. See you next time. Bye bye. See you next time. Bye bye.